These are all my people. All right, so how many of you guys know the basics of weight training? Well, let me tell you. Weight training is an organized exercise in which muscles of the body are forced to contract under tension using body weights, or other devices to stimulate growth, strength, endurance, and power. In this speech, I'm going to talk about many different factors that involve weight training, such as fit, types of exercise, do's and don'ts, and the injuries that can happen and the benefits you will get from weight training. Maybe after learning all of these things, this will help you understand it better, so weight training can become easier for you, and you can also do it safely and effectively. So the basics of weight training success is a combination of fit. So fit is frequency of training, so how often, intensity of training, so how hard, and the time spent. So frequency of training is how often. A lot of people ask that question. You should train about 2-3 days a week, depending on how active a person you are. Told you I'm gonna stutter. Breaking down all the muscle groups, you train 2-3 times a week to break down all the different muscle groups, such as bis, tris, legs, all those different kind of things. So intensity of training is how hard or how much weight you should use. So you always want to start with a weight that you can comfortably lift 12 to 15 times, so 12 to 15 reps. And then once that weight becomes easy, then it should be easier for you, and you can either add more weight or add more reps, either or, depending on what kind of weight training you choose to do. And then the time spent, that's another question a lot of people ask, is how long should I work out? Well, again, depending on how active you are and how you want to lift. So if you want to lift heavy, your workouts are going to be a little bit longer. You need to make sure that you have enough time to, if you're lifting heavy, you need to give yourself more time. If you're just going in there, get a workout, 30-40 minutes is max. So now that you know all of the basics, how often, how hard, and how long you should do this for, that should help you out a little bit. And we are going to talk about the types of exercises that you are going to be doing when you are weight training, and that is compound exercises and isolation exercises. Compound exercises are exercises that involve more than one muscle or more than one joint, or often several different muscle groups. So a good example of a compound exercise is a squat. So when I say that is because a squat uses many different muscles, such as your legs, your lower back, your lower body, your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, your glutes, as well as engaging your core. So all of that kind of factors in with a squat. An isolation exercise is you're only working one muscle group. So basically you're just working maybe your bi, or you're maybe just working your quad, or you're just working your abs. It's an exercise that only involves one joint, in which targets an isolated muscle group. Like I said, just your bi, your tri, just one muscle group. So those are the two that you will use, and then now we're going to look at a few injuries that can happen with weight training. So some common injuries that goes with improper weight training would be like knee injuries, shoulder injuries, back injuries, all those kind of things that you can hurt yourself, like body-wise, and you will feel pain and discomfort doing this. Okay, guys, I'm letting you know right now, I'm like shaking out of my skin and I'm sweating, and I'm not even to my time yet. Oh my gosh. Oh no, this is real. This is what I'm gonna submit. They're gonna get the raw. I'm shaking right now. Okay, so you will feel pain and discomfort. Once you feel that, make sure you stop. Okay, so another thing that needs to be discussed with weight training, the do's and don'ts. So proper form, that's huge when it comes to weight training, so you don't hurt yourself. I'm gonna demonstrate a squat and how to use proper form with this. And what you want to do is, when you are going to squat, you want to have your feet at a good stance, nice and wide, hands out for balance, and you're going to squat down like you're sitting in a chair. Make sure your knees are behind your toes. As you squat down, really engage your core, and it's a proper squat. So also, breathing is another do that you need to really focus on. You want to breathe out as you lift, and you want to breathe in as you lower. You want to breathe out as you lift the weight, and you want to breathe in as you lower the weight. Another do is you want to make sure you rest. Don't overdo your body. Don't over-exercise. Don't overdo it, really. You want to make sure that you always avoid exercising the same muscle group in 2 days, within a 2-day span. Always break it down every other day or every other week. Some don'ts that you really want to worry about is don't skip your warm-up. Cold muscles are prone to injury. So if you don't warm up, your muscles are cold, you start exercising, you can really get an injury there. Don't rush. So when you're lifting, you don't want to constantly lift your weights. You want to make sure you take your time. Taking it slow helps isolate your muscles that you want to work. And you don't want to ignore your pain. So if you feel pain, you need to stop. You need to try the exercise again in a few days or try it with a lower weight. So now that you know the do's and the don'ts, we're going to talk about the benefits of weight training. So not only does weight training increase your physical work activity, it also improves your ability to perform your activities in your daily life. So weight training, it also, I'm saying a lot, I'm so sorry. It helps you, makes you feel better, it makes your muscles work a little bit more, and it just helps you in your day-to-day life. You honestly feel much better, and you're stronger. It also improves bone density. It also increases the strength of your connective tissue, muscles, and tendons. All right, so now that you know the types of exercises that are used, the do's and don'ts, the benefits that you receive from weight training, how about you guys go out and try a new style of training and try weight training. Create a new training program, stick with it, and make yourself a better you, and do it safely with all of the things that I just explained to you. So yeah, thank you guys.